now, Big T, the question becomes,
I just got a emergency alert on my iPhone that said there's an earthquake happening.
oh,
I don't feel anything though.
did it say it was strong?
Look, huh? It says earthquake detected. Drop cover, hold on, protect yourself. Oh,
Do you feel it?
yes. Holy
Are you okay?
Hope it's not the big one.
bro, what the is wrong with you?
Wait, what?
I said I hope it's not.
Welcome back to Macrodosing. It is Tuesday. It's April 15th. Big T's favorite day of the year, the Ides of April.
One of the worst.
I'll tell you how to make your day a little bit better is by making some plans to go watch some playoff hockey. We got playoff hockey coming up, playoff basketball coming up. With the NHL playoffs being here, the only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing sponsor of Barstool Sports, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and the low price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to puck drop, so you can save 60% when buying last-minute tickets. Plus, on April 22nd for Earth Day, when you select and purchase a super deal, Game Time will plant a tree with the proceeds. I'm looking at maybe getting out to some Caps games, some Caps playoff games. It's our year. Bands that make her dance. Bands that make her dance. Big T, tell me, what is the get-in price if I'm looking to go to a Caps home playoff game?
I'm looking at round one, home game one. It says TBD. Do we know who we're probably going to play yet?
I heard Montreal.
Okay. I can get you in for $94.
$94.
$94.
That's a great deal.
Capitals play up. They're the 1 seed, right?
They are the 1 seed in the East, yeah.
That's big.
Go Caps. It's our year. I might have to make it to a first-round playoff game. I'm going to be using Game Time to do it. Great deals with Game Time. Best seats. And best of all, you can get a discount. All you have to do is download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MACRO. Code MACRO, M-A-C-R-O, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code MACRO for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time.
Who?
Love it. Love it, Big T. So we're back. It is April 15th. Arian is remote. We got Big T, myself, Mad Dog, McKinsey in the booth, and I got stones in my dick. That's what Big T said to Arian when he hopped on the Zoom. They're not in my dick, Big T.
Okay.
They're dick adjacent.
Right. They will be at some point.
At some point, they will pass through my penis.
Got it.
Yeah, which is going to be the easiest part.
And I said that as a compliment to you.
Yeah.
Because you were on time. Arian was a little late.
Yeah.
I said, well, the guy with rocks in his dick was here.
Now, that said, hand up, I took a Vicodin right before we started taping. So this is Perk FT.
Nice.
on this show.
Okay.
I will not be driving home, so don't worry about that. And it's also a very, very weak one because they're afraid to give you any good pain meds because they don't want you to get addicted to it. They don't want pill-seeking behavior. In the ER, when I went there on Saturday, I saw a lot of people that were very clearly just there to try to get pain medicine. Like there was this one dude who was like, I swear to God, I got 3 bones that are broken in my wrist right now. I broke them 2 weeks ago. I just need some pain meds. He didn't have like a wrap or anything on. And they're like, well, we can't just give you pain medication. We need to give you a visit, examine your wrist, and then maybe we will give you pain medicine. He's like, come on, can't I just get some? My wrist hurts. There was another guy that was pretending that he just got beat up that was in the ER and then trying to be like, yeah, my mouth is bloody. And they're like, let's see your mouth. And he just wouldn't like move the rag from in front of his mouth. God bless people that work in ERs, man. That's got to be a tough job.
Yeah, I know a few nurses. It gets wild. It gets spooky.
Yeah, it really does. Especially if you don't have like security around. There's some shit that goes down in ERs. I was like an easy case. I just walked in there. I was like, hey, my right nut really, really hurts. And they're like, okay, let's get you an ultrasound. I was like, thank you very much. I got to send them donuts. I got addicted to like with Blake and all his procedures that he's had recently. If somebody treats you or your animal well, I'm a big fan of just sending a random order of donuts saying thank you because people don't say thank you to the people that are working on the front lines enough. That's my thought.
That's good of you.
That's PFT's tip of the day. Send donuts to people. People like them. But the big news from this weekend, I almost lost a ball. Big T, you may have lost the heart and soul of the Tennessee Volunteers this weekend.
I'm not sure that's quite accurate.
Big T you lost a vol.
We did not. We did not.
I'll tell you
we
what.
lost a terrorist.
My testicle was like ball for life.
Right.
Nico was like ball for a little bit.
Yeah.
Until they start paying me.
Yeah.
So I want to hear your take on this because you obviously have better insight and you know more about the program, about Nico's situation. But the bottom line is, Nico, how do you pronounce the last name? Iamaleava?
Yeah, good one.
Have you heard that one yet?
Yeah.
So he signed with the Vols for $2 million in NIL?
A year.
A year.
Roughly.
Yeah, so $2 million a year. He was the number one ranked quarterback.
And if you'll remember, at the time, he was really the first NIL deal that became public, that people were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, this kid's going to get $8 million to go play quarterback. Like, up until then, because he was class of 2022, and he signed, or he committed in 21. So at the time, the only people who had, or he was class of 23, excuse me, but he committed 2021, I think. So the only NIL that was going around was Livy Dunn and people like that, doing actual brand deals and stuff, what NIL was proposed to be.
Right.
And then he signs this huge deal that becomes public. And he was really the first NIL star, if you will.
Okay. So he was open about following the money when he signed.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knew, this kid from California, it's not unheard of for a 5-star kid to go to Tennessee, but he got a huge chunk of money to do that.
Did he do any ads?
Ads? What do you mean?
For the original intent of NIL was that you could use your name, image, likeness.
So I think he was contractually obligated to do autograph signings and appearances and stuff like that.
Gotcha. And did he do all those things?
I think for the most part, yeah.
Okay. All right. So then in December, word gets around that he is shopping himself for next season. Is that fair?
Yes, this was not the first time this had happened.
So he had already done that?
Yes.
Before this last season or during the last season?
After, immediately upon its conclusion.
But you were still in the playoff?
No, to my knowledge, it was after.
It was after the playoff. Okay, so
I heard Josh Pate say that he threatened to sit out the playoff game.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody who said that would have been news to them. I can't confirm or deny that, but
okay, so he starts shopping himself to other teams, being like, who wants to pay me more?
Well, I think he was trying to get more money out of Tennessee at first, and then at some point it transitioned to shopping himself elsewhere.
He was like, I would like a raise, and then they said, well, you didn't really play that great.
He wanted 100% raise.
100%
to $4 million a year.
And then they said, well, we can't do that. And then he's like, I bet you I can find somebody else who will.
These numbers are real and confirmed that he wanted $4 million a year?
Yes. He was already making a little more than $2 million.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Also, no state income tax.
Correct.
So he starts shopping himself around. Then he starts missing practices in the spring, right?
Yes.
And then it's the first holdout, the first college football holdout.
Yeah, so Thursday there was the report that he was trying to negotiate with Tennessee for more money. His dad tweets, this is all bullshit. None of this is true. And then the next morning he's not at practice. The biggest question I have in all of this is for the dad, who's a whole thing in and of himself. Why would you tweet that knowing in 12 hours it's going to be proven that you're full of shit?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to read it from what would be the most generous reading on his side, which would be if none of that was true, if it was made up stories, then he would get upset with Tennessee for making stuff up and be like, Nico's not going to practice because you're making stuff up. That's the most generous reading.
Well, clearly it wasn't made up. So yeah, then Nico's not at practice on Friday. And my favorite thing throughout this whole saga was Tennessee did not let him say, I'm entering the portal, I'm leaving. We kicked his ass out.
He got cut.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
Yeah, so this is a whole new era of college football. The way that it's set up right now, this stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel bad for him. I believe he is listening to some people giving him some very bad advice. But he's an adult. He's 20 years old. Like if he wanted to be at Tennessee, he could be at Tennessee. But I think so he gave up the starting quarterback role at a school that could very well be in the playoff for a second straight year this year. Mm-hmm. You're making $2 million. If you play well, you'll be a first-round pick and then go make $20 million. Mm-hmm. And now instead he's trying to go somewhere else for, he thinks, more than $2 million. I'd be very skeptical that comes to fruition.
This should scare off some teams, right?
Yeah.
Well, it should in theory, but I don't know that it will. I think every coach...
I mean, he thought he was going to USC or Notre Dame, and they both quickly said no thank you.
Every coach has got to be like, I can fix them.
I'm sure that I've heard a couple schools today that might be the case.
He's going to end up at Colorado, dog.
No, Deion tweeted he doesn't want him.
Deion don't want him?
He said, somebody tweeted and he said, we're good over here, God bless.
Damn.
Colorado has a kid. Some people proposed a trade. So Colorado has Caden Salter, who's been at Liberty for the last couple years. He originally went to Tennessee and was kicked off the team like in his first semester for multiple, I think he had weed stuff a couple times and got kicked off the team.
God.
But we could get him back, and then we'll do a 1-for-1.
I mean, that's a great way to rejuvenate your image. It's like, I'm so anti-weed, I'm going to go to Liberty.
Yeah.
I'll show you how anti-weed I am.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze whipped him into shape.
Yeah, no more dancing either.
Mm-hmm.
That's how serious I'm taking this. So Nico is now, I guess, free to the highest bidder. He didn't really play particularly well last year, which is why this is so confusing to me. I guess your value is whatever somebody's willing to pay you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would assume that based on his play, he doesn't really warrant a raise. But then if another team wants to give it to him, then he's allowed to do that under the current rules. Because the system is so fucked right now.
I've heard there is one school that might be willing to give him a lot of money, but it is one that he probably wouldn't want to go to.
Ooh.
What's
BYU.
What's the school?
I can't say.
BYU?
I can't say. It's not BYU. I can't say.
Put it in the group chat.
It's a group of 5 school.
A school he would not want to go to.
A group of 5 school. What is that?
That's all I meant when I said he wouldn't want to go to. Like it's a lower level school.
Yeah. Okay. What school would Nico not want to? Maybe someplace up north?
Hawaii.
Why would you not want to go to Hawaii?
The only reason I'm saying he wouldn't want to go there is because it's not a power conference school. It's not. There's nothing about the school that I'm sure the school's great.
Miami of Ohio.
Hey, what the hell?
It's not Miami of Ohio. But I said that to say that I do not believe there are schools lining up to give him a lot of money.
You know what? I'm going to say it. On behalf of JMU, we don't want him.
Wow, that's big.
We got a plan.
That's big.
We don't want him. I also don't want to be taking calls from Bob Chesney being like, hey, I need you to pony up some money because we got Nico coming to town.
Hey, Nico said he's not playing against App State unless he gets another $300,000.
No, thank you. That's not the culture that we're trying to build at James Madison University.
That's good.
So we're out. We're officially out on the Nico sweepstakes. So now, Big T, the question becomes.
I just got an emergency alert on my iPhone that said there's an earthquake happening.
Oh shit!
I don't feel anything though.
Did it say it was strong?
Look, it says earthquake detected. Drop, cover, hold on, protect yourself. Oh.
You feel it?
Yes. Holy shit.
You okay?
Dog.
Hope it's not the big one.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I said I hope it's not.
The building is fucking moving. Oh, shit.
Those are designed to withstand hard earthquakes, I think.
Oh, my God. Okay, I think we're good.
You survived?
Yeah.
Earthquake survivor.
Dog, that's...
Is that the first live podcast earthquake?
Holy shit.
Oh, damn. All right, so I'm looking this up. 6.0 earthquake, 3 kilometers northeast of San Diego Country Estates. 6.0 is no joke. Somebody
Yeah,
just said huge earthquake.
That wasn't my first earthquake I've been in, but it's been a while though.
That's a San Diego earthquake that you felt all the way. Are you in San Diego or LA?
I'm in LA. Holy shit, that was wild.
A 6.0. I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah. Dope. Last earthquake I was in San Diego. I was in high school, and we were at the mall, and we were at a lid store. We was getting some hat. I was getting a hat,
Used to be a great store.
The
and
smell
all,
of lids.
all the
so good.
hats fall off the wall. A lot of them, not all of them, but it was wild.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, earthquake survivor, guys. That was wild.
6.0 is that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's the like I always tell. I got a bunch of people that live here, and I'm always like, yo, one is coming, and they always warn of it. Like a big one is coming here, and I'm in the middle of an earthquake, and Big T goes, "I hope it's not the big one."
Again, I said I hope it is not.
That's crazy work.
We were
bro.
all thinking it. Would you have rather me said I hope it is?
I hope it's the big one, Arian. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you're right.
that would have been something you could rightfully be upset about.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it was not the big one. All is well. I'm alive.
Speaking of lids, what are your top 3 mall stores?
Ooh. Hot Topic.
Okay.
Oh, I got the
Lids has got to be up there.
family Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, but that's not really a store.
It's a booth.
Yeah, it's a kiosk.
They have a freestanding store in New York City now.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's next to what's the park that the original Shake Shack is in? Is that Madison Square
Madison
Park?
Square
Yep.
Park.
Yeah.
Dippin' Dots is
Dippin' Dots is good. Spencer Gifts is an all-time store.
If we're counting restaurants too, California Pizza Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Never been to. Do they have restaurants that aren't in malls?
Yeah.
I've only ever been to it in a mall.
I've seen some storefronts. A lot of storefronts from them. I don't know about like freestanding places. I
Right.
think they all share walls.
Champ Sports.
Champ Sports is good. Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Used to love Foot Locker.
Auntie Anne's.
Auntie Anne's, pretzels, yeah. What else? Pac Sun. Pacific
You seem
Sunwear.
like a PacSun guy.
Thank you. That's such a good compliment.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose to read it as such. What about you, Big T?
Old Navy.
Old Navy? Yep.
Yeah, I mostly Champ Sports, Lids.
Macy's.
Oh
JCPenney.
yeah, a good Belk. If you had a Belk in the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Is JCPenney going out of business?
I'm sure.
I haven't seen a
think they
JCPenney
did.
in a while.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they went bankrupt, maybe.
The
Yeah.
anchor stores, what they called them.
Mm-hmm.
The Macy's, your J.C. Penney's.
Dillard's.
Yeah, Dillard's was a good one.
Stores you can enter the mall through.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. You got to walk out through Macy's
Mm-hmm.
if you want to get out to your car.
If you lived in a really good suburb at Nordstrom.
A Nordstrom Rack. All good shit. All right, what else we got in the news today, Big T? Anything else you want to contribute about Nico?
No, I'm glad he's gone. Seems
he's officially gone. He's gone.
Oh yeah. He's been gone since Saturday morning. Well,
Yeah.
Saturday morning is when UT said we're done here.
You know, the interesting part is I was actually looking forward to this season from him because when young quarterbacks first get on, they have troubles like staying in the pocket, right? And they get spooked when they have pressure. And there's usually a big jump from year 1 to 2 from that because he's talented, obviously. And so I was actually looking forward to seeing his jump from that perspective. So we'll see what happens, man. So what's the UT's outlook now? Like, do we have?
I would assume they're looking at guys in the portal. We've got 2 4-stars on the roster right now. One's a redshirt freshman, one's a true freshman. Listen, I would gladly, if we roll with Jake Merklinger and we go 8-4, I will do it with a smile on my face rather than be held hostage by a terrorist who's trying to extort one of the great football programs in America. Back in my day, it was a privilege to wear the Power T on your helmet.
Mm.
That shit. Talk that shit.
Yeah. And these kids now, it's a damn shame what it's come to. I do think, like, I mean, the way the system's constructed now, I think he's making a poor choice. But if he thinks he can go make $4 million, buddy, go do it. Like, I pity the program that pays you that, but go for it. Like, I think he's making a bad choice, and I think he's being told to make that bad choice by people in his life that he shouldn't be listening to.
All right. Heisman watch, Nico.
I would be curious. I mean, he's up there. He was up there for next season. I'm curious if his odds go down at all going to wherever he ends up.
I do understand the notion of like wanting more money, but at that level, it doesn't make a lot of sense to like get involved with the whole negotiations. You know what I mean? At that level, especially if you haven't really played that well. Yeah, I think he's getting some bad advice, but you know, good luck to him, man. I hope he get everything his heart deserves.
It does open you up to a lot more criticism. If you chase money somewhere and you haven't proven anything yet, then yeah, you might get paid more money that year. But then if you stink, every small mistake that you make is going to be magnified, and then you might cost yourself future earnings that you might have gotten if you were drafted a little bit higher.
And again, he's on a great team. If you go out there and play well, you're a first-round pick, and now you're a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing that cures anything is winning. You win, nobody gives a shit. So good luck to you. Good luck to you, Nico. My brother.
Best of luck. I don't actually mean that. I will be rooting for him to fail, but best of luck. Like I will. I don't hate him. Like I'm actually kind of glad he's gone, but I will be rooting for him to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for you to win, Nico. It's all good, brother.
Also in the news today, Stephen A. Smith has said that he has no choice but to consider a presidential campaign.
It's his duty.
There's no. He doesn't have a choice. There's the choices have been taken off the table for him. He has been
no choice but to run for president.
It's the only option left. He said, "I would hope that somebody else would step up that's more qualified than me, but if it has to come down to me, it is something that I would consider." I don't know if he actually wants to run or if he just really enjoys being asked to run for president.
I think he just likes debating.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd actually love his list of Democrats that he thinks are more qualified than he is.
Well, that's the thing. What the fuck does qualified mean? How are you qualified to be a president? Like, what is the qualifications?
Being good at talking about LeBron James.
Obviously.
So check. He's got that. That's about it, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the standard. Is like,
even if you don't have any clue what you're doing and you get elected as the president, you just get to hire whoever the fuck you want to hire.
So
I think we're watching this play out in real time.
yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
there's not many qualifications needed.
Listen,
as we can tell.
I think that Stephen A. Smith is very qualified to stand on television and debate things, which is a big part of becoming president. I don't know. I was reading some of the polls the other day, and he does pretty well, considering he hasn't done anything in politics. Like, he hasn't had a political rally. He hasn't shown a platform yet. Just his name does better or about the same right now as Kamala does against Trump and against the field. Considering he hasn't really done shit, that's really, really strong for him to be starting out like that.
Yeah, no, I'm with him. His back's against the wall. You got to run, dog.
He has to.
Yeah.
So I guess buckle up. It's going to be a wild couple years.
An Overton poll of a potential matchup between he and J.D. Vance has Vance at 43% and him at 35%.
That's incredible.
Really good, dog.
For being Stephen A. Smith, that's good.
Those are amazing numbers to start out. If you look at, for example, like what Trump started out with back in 2015, 2014, before he even decided to run, like this is incredible for Stephen A. Smith to have those numbers.
It really is. And don't let him fuck around. Have some good policy ideas.
Yeah, I mean he's going to take the common sense approach. That's my theory on how he's going to.
I heard him say, I forget who he was talking to, but he was talking about how he's a centrist, right? And so he's gonna lose a lot of leftists there. But I mean, a lot of moderate Democrats are looking for a moderate Democrat,
Yeah,
right? because everybody's like, you lost to Trump, so you have to go back to the center. I mean, if he is a centrist, this is it's a good step forward, man.
Yeah.
They do need some like a populist, you know what I'm saying? Somebody outside of the realm of traditional politics. I know they're thinking about running Kamala again. I hope they don't, but I'm pretty sure they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, Bernie was the populist guy on the left for a while. And then I think a lot of people still would vote for Bernie, except he's kind of old. So he's kind of...
He was at Coachella, though.
Was he really?
Was that him?
Was he
Did you see
performing?
Yes.
that? He like went up on stage
Oh yeah,
with
Bernie.
someone.
Bernie was on stage with Clairo.
I know that.
Clairo, she is a kind of like a indie pop, like chill indie cool singer,
Okay.
and she has been very vocal with Bernie about voting and all of elections. She was in that. I think he was on stage at another concert of hers around the election.
Okay.
So they happen to just have this connection, and so he introduced her for Coachella.
I'm once again asking you to
Turn up.
to take me hot to go.
Yeah.
Take me hot to go.
I just checked to see if she was maybe from Vermont, and she's not. She's from Georgia. So I don't really know what. I think she just likes him.
I think Bernie is going to position himself as being like he's trying to build up for his endorsement, like passing the torch to his successor. And I think right now it looks like AOC is who he's considering passing that torch to, because they're on their into oligarchy tour right now. But
No better place to do that than Coachella.
yeah, so at Coachella, everyone's financing their tickets this year.
I saw that.
So yeah, I mean that's how these festivals go. It's like they get so pricey that you save up all year to attend Coachella. I have zero interest. I think I've aged out of festivals. Because
I was never aged in. Ever since I was a kid, large crowds, like I cannot.
Dude, and it's not even the crowds. It's people like sleep in tents for a week, and like I can't fathom why people do that.
it does sound miserable. Even Lala. Like I have no desire to go here in Chicago to Lollapalooza.
It's a nightmare.
It seems awful. It's like just super crowded. You have to wait in line for everything. If you're lucky, you can get within like 100 yards of the stage.
It makes just living in Chicago a nightmare for the week. I can't imagine the nightmare of going.
Yeah, I used to not even like ACL when I was in Austin. I didn't really like South by Southwest that much. There were parts of South by that were kind of cool if you could find a good like smaller place and just hang out there for a while. But yeah, I'm taking my name out of it. I don't think I'm going to any more festivals.
Damn,
Done with festivals. Which would you rather go to, Big T? Coachella or Burning Man? Gun to your head.
I don't know
Pull the
the
trigger.
differences between them. They sound equal. So Burning Man, they have the giant effigy.
Yeah, Burning Man is, I think they market themselves as being a little bit more spiritual. Like they have yoga seminars and...
Then I guess Coachella, just get me in and out
Yeah.
instead of being with the, yeah.
I would love to see your Coachella outfit, though.
Oh gosh.
It would be what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
I would.
Big T would walk in and everybody would be like, cop.
Yeah.
Cop.
Undercover.
And I would love to work with the cops. Maybe send me in there as an undercover. I'll bust whoever you want.
An informant.
Yeah. I'll come back with a list.
Fuzz at Coachella. That's hilarious.
What do you think all the people 60% allegedly financed their tickets? What do you think about this whole financing thing? You can finance anything now.
I hate that. They just realized we'll just make it seem cheaper. You can pay like a monthly installment.
But you're putting a
on
down payment on a Coachella ticket at 18% interest.
Yeah, it's predatory. The whole concert ticketing system has been broken in this country for 25, 30 years. It's bad.
But at least, like, I don't know. I can't fathom financing a Coachella ticket.
The way that these festivals go, you start out with something that's cool, that people appreciate, and you develop like a natural, an organic culture around it. And it means something at first, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they try to maintain that same identity while also having to become super, super corporate. and work with big sponsors and raising ticket prices, and they try so hard to like keep that thing that made them cool in the first place, and it never works. It never will work.
So you're saying you're looking for a festival that's kind of on the ground floor, hasn't been overtaken by corporate influence yet.
Yes,
You're looking for Firefest 2.0.
that's what I'm looking for.
When is that?
I don't know if it's happening. I've seen reports that maybe Billy didn't clear all the permits with the local government.
I find that difficult to believe.
I do too. I hope it's true. I hope that it is happening, I should say.
Didn't we have him on the podcast?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love
he was
a
in
good
studio.
I love a good comeback story.
Website takes forever to load. Okay, tickets.
They have $1 million ticket that you can buy.
So the first step into the extraordinary ticket is $1,400.
Oh, that's reasonable.
For $5,000, you can get the your own exclusive gateway ticket.
Okay.
And then for $25,000, you get be part of the creation. Let's click on that.
I low key want to do that shit, dog. Just for like to investigative journalism vibes. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I love.
we love a comeback story in America, right?
What if it's amazing?
It could be.
The website looks halfway. Oh, here's the $1.1 million ticket, the Prometheus package.
What a name for a package. If you're gonna name a package and it's $1 million, that is the name you place on it.
Prometheus guests will live like the gods of fire.
Yes, sir.
Prometheus packages include complimentary accommodations. The fire concierge will reach out to Prometheus guests following their purchase to coordinate their preferred accommodation style and their
Yes.
ultimate stay.
Uh-huh.
A 4-stateroom yacht, a 4-bedroom villa, or a 3-bedroom presidential suite for 3 nights. It's
Yeah.
it's the end of May.
Nice. Oh yeah. That sounds amazing.
Do we have a lineup yet?
1 second.
Shout out to the Prometheus purchasers.
Also, the website is fire.mx. So
Yeah.
I guess he registered the website in Mexico.
Well, that's where it's happening. Yeah.
Fire 2 lineup
It's the same dude?
has not been released. Yeah, he's back.
Yo, that's hilarious. Like, legitimately funny. That's fucking amazing. He said, run it back.
McFarlane said an entertainment lineup would drop in March, but nothing has been revealed. A rep claims the performers will be revealed, quote, next week.
This is turning out amazing.
The only person who's publicly said they're booked is former NFL player Antonio Brown.
Oh, hell yeah. That's off to a good start.
This is getting so much better, dog.
Business
Oh my
is
God.
booming.
Do you think we could expense 5 of the $1,000 tickets to go?
Bro, I low-key want to go. Like, I low-key want to go.
I told Billy that I wanted to go, or somebody from Barstool should go. So we're going to be in touch about that. I tried to get him to tell me who was going to be performing, and he told me DMX. It was a joke. It was a good joke.
Okay, I thought he was serious. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, he said, I want to say DMX, but my publicist has told me not to say that.
Okay, so
I'm not even joking. I want to go.
the $1,400 Ignite package includes access to the festival grounds throughout Playa del Carmen. Transportation will be provided from our partner hotel locations. It does not include accommodations.
Okay.
But you can explore, embrace the unknown, and defy the impossible alongside some of the most fascinating people in the world.
Now, what is the local government saying about this right now?
I can't imagine their...
Last I heard, they were disputing some of the claims made by Fire 2.0.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
I hope it happens, and I hope it's awesome. I mean, how cool would it be if it was just the best concert of all time, the best festival ever, and then all the haters had to go hat in hand to Billy McFarlane and say sorry?
What's up, dog? Me and you, PFT, we split the Prometheus package.
See, I would love to go. Unfortunately, I think that same weekend I have an AC/DC concert I have to go to.
They're actually going to show up.
They will show up, yeah.
It actually seems like the best bang for your buck is the Phoenix package, which includes artist access to the festival grounds, backstage access to the water stage, pit side access to the fight pit,
fight
Oh,
pit.
the fight.
A curated itinerary of fire experiences, transportation, and that does include your luxury accommodations as
I want
well.
to go. So I do. I absolutely want to go. A fight pit.
I can report that AC/DC will not be performing at Firefest. That's the one group that we know won't be there.
They're here?
They're otherwise booked, yeah. Or I guess they could play Friday night at Firefest and then fly up to Chicago.
They doing United Center or they
Soldier Field.
really?
Yep.
They're stadiums
Oh, AC/DC?
in 2025?
AC/DC will always be stadiums, brother.
That's okay, good for them.
Always. Also in the news today, Big T, you sent this one over that salmon are swimming faster because of medications that have been disposed into the water. So salmon are getting faster at swimming?
Yeah, there's painkillers being dumped into rivers and there's salmon steroids.
So this is good.
Traces of a sleeping pill shorten the time it took for juvenile salmon to navigate through 2 hydropowered dams along their regular migration route that usually slow up the journey, scientists say. Levels of clobazam, a medication often prescribed for sleep disorders, also increased the river-to-sea migration success of juvenile salmon in the wild, according to the findings of the largest study of its kind.
It's about time that we had one of these things where we're polluting the waters, but it's making the fish healthier stories.
Yeah,
So
we're making super salmon.
yeah, so just dump all your medication directly into the river.
They warned their findings published in the journal Science may seem beneficial, but any change to the natural behavior and ecology of a species is likely to have wider negative consequences. So they realize that it sounds awesome, and then they're like, well, don't actually do it, though, because it makes the thing.
Yeah,
It's cool.
There might be less algae.
Yeah, this is the Balco of salmon.
Yeah. I did. So when I picked up my prescription the other day, they now give you a little packet that goes along with it that says put any unused medication into like a bottle with water in it and mix this packet in so it dissolves it naturally. They asked me if I wanted that, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. Like, I'm not going to use my entire prescription. But yeah, good for these salmon. I guess what would be a downside of salmon being faster? Harder to catch? Maybe the bears can't catch them?
Maybe this is Big Bear
You think it's big
trying
to be like, hey, we need to slow these.
Right.
They're complaining.
Yeah.
So in this situation, the Bears are like the Ravens when they complain that the Patriots were using technically illegal formations to beat them. The Bears, ironically, are the Green Bay Packers because the Packers are like, we got to stop the tush
trying
push.
to get rid of the tush push. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I say let the salmon swim.
Let the salmon swim, man.
The
Be
salmon
free.
must be pumped. They're probably like talking shit about old eras of salmon. Like they couldn't compete in the modern day.
Imagine being like an older salmon and you haven't had that, what you felt like in your youth for several years, and then you get steroids shot into your system and now you're swimming like a champ.
Now you're like the Frank Thomas, like, and it's even helpful in the bedroom.
What was that for?
Frank Thomas, he does like testosterone.
I was trying to
Eugenics, maybe?
what medicine it was.
Nugenics.
I think it's eugenics.
Nugenics, yeah.
Yeah, the salmon's like, and the wife's not complaining either.
Did Frank Thomas do steroids?
No, he was just big. He was always big. The Big Hurt. I actually think the Big Hurt is one of the best nicknames in the history of sports.
It's a good one. Where'd he go to college?
Tennessee.
No,
I don't know.
Auburn.
Okay.
He was, fun fact, SEC, like best baseball conference for the last like 20 years. Until Todd Helton last year, he was the only SEC baseball player in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There will be a lot more in the next 10, 15 years.
Because the good players are going to college and playing there.
Yeah. But even in the early 2000s, like a lot more guys started going to college. But yeah, he was the only one till Todd Helton.
Huh. I just assumed that if you asked me where he went to school, it was because he went to Tennessee.
No. I did learn an interesting Tennessee-related tidbit today. The state of Tennessee, not the university.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where Rory McIlroy was committed to go to college?
Well, it's not the University of Tennessee.
Correct.
Memphis.
East Tennessee State.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That's shocking to me.
Me too. Maybe really love Johnson City.
Well, shout out to Rory, man. That was fun to watch. Did y'all watch it?
Yep.
I watched every stroke like it was my brother out on there.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Wow.
Does that sound weird?
Were you rooting for Rory?
Oh, I was rooting for Rory so hard.
Why do you love Rory so much?
I've loved him forever. I feel like Mackenzie and I both love him. I like that he's Irish. I feel like
Northern Irish.
Northern Irish, sorry. But like I like his personality.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's likable. Like I don't like Bryson at all.
That's interesting because
But like my brother loves Bryson.
The majority is flipped. People
Yeah.
don't like Rory and they do like Bryson.
And I just thought like the career Grand Slam, that was like such a big moment and he's been waiting for this for so long. I love a storyline. And I don't know, I grew up like watching Rory because like he won his first major, I think, when I was like 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I've just like watched him for so long and I really like him. And his daughter's so cute. And yeah, I don't like Bryson. I think he's
Why don't you like Bryson? That's just interesting to me.
I think he's just kind of like annoying. I just don't
I'm
find
listening.
him
I'm waiting for some substance though.
I'm not a YouTube golf person. Like I don't really care that he hits a hole in one over his house. That really doesn't like make me entertained as much.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the reason why you don't like him.
I think that I just think that he seems annoying, and
I'm still waiting, Maddie.
That's a valid
my
reason.
Yeah.
I think saying he's annoying is a very valid reason.
Yeah, I think he's annoying, and I think that like he tries to make it too much of like the hitting clubs from 1800s. Like I just don't find that entertaining, and
I think Arian's pissed.
I think he seems like a douchebag. I don't know.
Arian's pissed off that Rory wouldn't talk to Bryson during the final round.
Yeah, like I think that's so annoying to say something. Like I get that he was asked like, "Were you guys talking?" and he sounded like it was like, "No," like he didn't want to talk to me. Like this is Sunday at the Masters, and you two are top pairing.
What would you have his answer have been?
Like, oh no, like it was more of the tone, but it was like, oh no, we just kept to ourselves. Like, you know, we were both locked.
But so this is why people don't like. There are people like I don't mind. I don't care either way. But there was a split, right, when a lot of guys went to live.
Right.
Not a lot. There were some PGA Tour players that kind of held it against them, right?
Well, Rory being one of those.
And Rory was one of them. And this is why a lot of people don't like Rory, is because he kind of was like taking a moral high ground. With no real valid reasons as to why, right? And he started, and Tiger was the same, but Tiger's Tiger, and so like they cut off communication with a lot of guys. They stopped talking to guys, like shit like that. And to me, that's kind of whack in my opinion. When dudes is just like, yo, we just want to get paid, like, and especially when the PGA Tour is doing back-ended deals with the Saudis, right? So it's like they really don't have any moral ground to stand on, but yet they were judging cats that left. And so, to me, like, and Rory's always like, I don't mind him. He's a golf purist. I know a bunch of my homies don't like Rory, but he's like a golf purist. And so, like, them kind of cats, they like the prestige and the honor and that type of shit. I don't give a fuck about that type of shit.
Well, it was kind of easy for Rory to be the PGA golden boy.
Yes.
Because at the time, the PGA was like making Rory front and center and giving him anything that he wanted. So he was like, I like these guys, and the other guys that had, some of them, you know, a lot of players have legitimate complaints with how the PGA Tour runs things. And Rory's like, what are you talking about? They're great. They're awesome to me.
Yeah, so he's like, you remember that cartoon Recess?
Mm-hmm.
He's that little snitch guy. What was his name?
I don't remember any of the characters, but I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, PLT?
Yes.
No, I never watched it.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
There was a little snitch. That's Rory, right?
Randall?
He's like a little, Rand. Yeah. He's just like a little, he's like kind of like, you know, gonna tail on you type vibes. But Bryson, so to me, like, I heard Bryson was an asshole. And this
then
comes
his
from
PR
like,
team gotten.
Well, but no, this is the thing
involved.
though. Like, I heard it, and it was because of like his on-course demeanor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like one of the big things was like I guess he tried to duck over a rope or something like that, and like he was mad at the rope, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? He's frustrated at the game, or shit like that. And I'm like, that's just like you just upset about, you know, circumstances in the event. Like, yeah, that happens. It's passion.
There was a lot of stuff like the fire ants. You remember the fire ants?
No.
He would like call rules officials over, being like, "There's a fire ant mound near my ball, so I should get relief over here.
That's a rule, though. You
Yeah,
can get
but-
relief. You can get relief for amp piles.
Yeah, but it was like not on the ball. Like Bryson he's done a lot of stuff like that.
But to me, that's just like, okay, you're trying to do the best you can to win. I don't like, it's not a personality thing that would turn me off of him. You know what I mean?
He hired a PR firm to make people like him.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was okay. Shit, it worked over
Listen-
here.
Yeah.
So tell me more. Maybe I'm propagandized. Talk to
Listen,
me.
Bryson, I think he's gotten more likable. The PR firm stuff aside, I think he's kind of realized that he was being a douchebag a lot of the times.
Okay.
And so he's become more accessible to fans and things like that. But I still, in the back of my head, I've got that image of Bryson.
Yeah, I never paid attention to that side because I don't know, just skip my radar. And so maybe am I being fed propaganda? Am I drinking the Kool-Aid?
I think that there's a little bit of propaganda, but I do think that he's changed a little bit. Rory, he's kind of been a jerk recently too, like taking people's cell phones.
That was wild to me.
Yeah.
How you taking his cell phone, bro? That's wild. But like to me, Rory's like he's always he's like a little whiny ass. You know what I mean? But
See,
don't
that's
wanna,
how I
like,
feel
diminish
about Bryson, though. Like, I find him to be whiny.
And that's the thing. When I hear you talk about Bryson, I see a whole bunch of stuff that Rory's done. Like that's just wild to me.
Right. I also think part of it is like growing up rooting for Rory for so long, and to have him complete this accomplishment is a very cool thing to witness. And like, again, obviously every golfer wants to win the Masters. It's not like one wants it more than the other, but I think to have this kind of storyline complete itself was a very cool thing to watch in real time.
No, I agree. I was rooting for it.
Like for the story.
Yeah, because he's been so close to winning majors for so long.
Exactly.
And
Like this was his 11th attempt at Grand Slam.
Yeah, and it was fun to watch. I think like
And it
the Masters is like the funnest tournament to watch, and to see him complete the Grand Slam there, that was a really dope.
Mm-hmm.
And then
dope moment.
it was also just like the craziest round of golf. Like,
yeah, he almost tricked that shit off. That shit is crazy.
yeah.
Because like he's kind of known for choking.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to say it, like, you know what I mean, but he tricks a lot of shit off, and to see him battle back, like he started, it was like one of the like the stage was set, like, you know, it was one of the most built up things that has ever been in golf, and then you open up with a double bogey. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he battled back, so shout out to him. It was fun to watch. So congratulations to him, man. That was dope. On a side note, I played the day before at Hillcrest, and it's a private club in Los Angeles, and I shot my PR. I shot an 80, and it was from the tips. So it was I was close. I was close. I wasn't even keeping. My man was keeping score. I was just really having a good time. I wasn't even keeping score. And then at the end, he said, "Man, I had you down for an 80," and then we tallied it back up. I was like, "Oh shit, I just shot a PR." So I'm close, man. I'm close, man.
You have to do it by the end of the year.
Yeah, or else I'm quitting. It's coming. Like the game is feeling so good. It's coming. Like it's coming. Shout out to Lab Putters. I made a lot of like 8 to 6 footers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you, Arian. You're going to break 80. Although it would be very funny if you didn't, and then you had to quit golf.
It's not going to happen because I'm going to continue to play even if I quit.
That's true. Today's episode of Nanodosing is being brought to you by Kraken. If you're going to trade crypto, do it right. No sketchy platforms, no sketchier customer support. We only trust Kraken. Kraken lets you buy, sell, and swap over 300 cryptos without the lag, crashes, or clownery. Buying crypto manually? That's old school. Recurring buys lets you automate your investment so you stack stats without even thinking about it. DCA done right. Buy more when prices dip, less when they spike. Link your bank in minutes, set it, forget it, and let your portfolio grow. Kraken Pay, instant crypto payments, no more I'll vin you later excuses. Whether you're covering a lost bet, splitting the tab after night out, or sending funds for the next wild adventure, Kraken Pay lets you move money instantly with zero fees, no banks holding things up. Oh, and refer your friends. Kraken will hook you up with up to $200 in US dollars just for spreading the love. So quit waiting. Head to kraken.com/barstool. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Is offered to U.S. customers, excluding Washington, New York, and Maine, through Payward Interactive Incorporated. I made a great decision this morning. Great decision. Driving to work. We had an interview with Coach Joe Mazzulla from the Boston Celtics. And that interview was at 10 a.m. So I got up, took care of Blake, gave him his medicine, all that stuff. Left at about 9 because I was like, I want to get to the office a little bit early so I have time to prep for it, get settled in, have a cup of coffee, whatever. But it was a nice day out. So I thought to myself, you know what? I'll take the El Camino.
Okay.
Because I took the El Camino out on Saturday and drove it around for a little bit, had a good time. So I decided, you know what? I'll roll the windows down. Let's take this bad boy to work. I started driving, and I thought to myself, like, it doesn't feel like it's running super great right now. I could try to go, but I don't want to get stuck on the side of the road when I have an interview in the morning. So I'm leaving my neighborhood, and at the last second, I decided, you know what? I'm going to take a U-turn. Turned around, started driving back to my house. On the way back, it cut off in the middle of the road. It took me a while to get it restarted, but eventually I got it restarted, pulled it back into the garage, parked it there, and took my real car into work. What a great call that was. Just like you talk about, like knowing your teammate when you can feel like he's not on his A game right now. Just could read all the signs.
So how much longer are we doing this experiment?
Well, I got it fixed up and running. But Big T, did you not hear the part where I said I took it out on Saturday?
Yeah.
Drove it around, parked it, got back in.
Okay.
Why is it so bad? That's what I don't understand. Why does your car suck so bad?
It doesn't suck that bad.
Yo, you just I remember vividly growing up and having like a lot of trepidation about my mom's car because there's no telling, like we might not make it. You're a wealthy man. Why the fuck do you have a car like that?
It's kind of exhilarating. You never know.
But the
reality is it's an old car. So anytime you have an old car, you're always like replacing stuff on it. I just
you get like a new engine? You could just get a new engine.
It's not the engine. The engine's not the problem.
What's the problem?
So before it was the starter.
Okay.
And so I got the starter replaced. And now I think the fuel pump might be a little bit faulty. So now once I get the fuel pump replaced, then we're good to go. Then there's nothing stopping me.
I don't even know what the fuck a fuel pump is, but I hope it works out for you, man.
It pumps the fuel.
You deserve to have your hair flowing in the wind.
Thank you. And I did on Saturday. Oh, I did on Saturday. I had the window down. There was a guy with like a 1960 convertible something that drove past me. And as he's driving past me, he sticks his hand out the window, gives me a big wave. And I was like, respect. It was one of those mutual things where it's like, yeah, car guy over here too.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I traded in my Tesla.
Did you? You didn't want to get it vandalized?
No, it was just time. And I can't have a Tesla.
What'd you get?
I got the Mercedes electric joint. I think it's like EQS or some shit like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I tell you, it comes tomorrow. Or tomorrow or Wednesday, either one. So excited about that.
I'll say this about having an electric car: it's really nice to not ever have to worry about filling up with gas.
It's the greatest, dog. It is because I have I have a big like SUV for like when I have all my kids, and it's just it's a constant. I hate gas. I hate it. It's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
If I had it, I'll never do gas again.
Well, the El Camino gets about 4 miles a gallon. So it's like a drive, just normal car if you take into account both of them.
How many miles per breakdown does it get?
I don't want to talk about that.
More or less
People
than,
forget.
than 50.
Listen, all the haters out there, Big T, I consider you one of them. All the haters.
I'm not.
All the haters forget that last July through last October, I had a great run. That thing, that was my everyday, drive it to work and back. Didn't have a single problem with it.
4 whole months?
Yeah, about 4 whole months. And now once I get the fuel pump replaced, then it's a summer car, man.
Okay.
Summer car.
I hope so.
What else we got in the news today, Big T? What else would you like to discuss?
Oh, I don't know, man. Did you see Taylor Lorenz?
I saw some of her interview, yeah.
Yeah.
So she was talking about Luigi Mangione.
Mm-hmm. In her words, let me make sure I quote it
Who's Taylor Lorenz?
precisely. Okay, where to start? Taylor Lorenz is I guess we'll use the word journalist. I think that's how she describes herself. She was fired from the Washington Post for like just completely making shit up and lying to her editors. She seems very, from my unprofessional opinion, very mentally unwell. She has an obsession with libs of TikTok and like has tried to ruin that woman's life. She's just
Solid goal.
yeah, sure. But she this week she was talking to some other guy who I think got fired from CNN, if I understand correctly. And she said of Luigi Mangione, quote, "Here's this man who's a revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems like a morally good man, which is hard to find." And she's saying all this like laughing. It was just really odd. She seems like she's not in a great place.
Taylor Lorenz. Okay. I don't know who this is. Yeah.
So, was she being asked, like, why does Luigi Mangione, why is he becoming a meme? And that was her description of why? Because that would make sense if she's describing why people are, like, using him and, like, rallying behind him. Was she saying this from her point of view?
I'm not.
Is she unaware?
She's very unaware.
Well, I'm sorry. In reference to Luigi.
Well, I think she knows. Yeah, she knows.
No, she was proclaiming this as her opinions.
Oh, she
I
was?
think.
Okay.
I mean, to say that he's a morally good man doesn't seem like something that's a universally shared sentiment. So I think that was just her.
Has the trial
Talking about Luigi.
Yes.
Has the trial started for him?
No. I mean, that won't be for years.
Yeah. So yeah, Taylor Lorenz, I don't know if she has a bunch of fans or not. Every time I hear about her, it's because people are mad at her for something.
Yeah, she's a nut job for sure.
So she apparently popularized the term "okay boomer."
What?
Yeah.
Cap.
There's no chance.
That's what Reason Magazine said.
Really?
Yeah. Because she was a reporter for a long time. Like she's been a thing online for almost as long as I've been on Twitter. I want to say she was like a culture or like technology reporter. Was she at BuzzFeed at all?
I'm not sure. She was at the Washington Post, and then she posted a selfie at the White House with Biden in the background and said "war criminal," and then told her editors that didn't happen, and then she was fired / left. And then now I think she's independent.
Okay.
Somehow. She had another thing go viral recently, and I wish I could remember what it was because it was crazier than the Luigi thing. She's just, she's a bit out there.
Would you say that her and Libs of TikTok are two sides of the same coin?
In what respect?
Well, if Libs of TikTok is angry at her for being obsessed with her and doxing her, couldn't somebody make that same argument for Libs of TikTok and everything they do?
Interesting use of pronouns.
Sorry, I was referring to the account. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she posts things that other people have already posted publicly.
Right. And so Taylor takes posts that Libs of TikTok has posted publicly.
Well, she made it her mission to like out the person who it was.
Solid goal.
Which is fine.
Isn't that what Libs of TikTok does?
Well, no, like I said, she posts things that have already been posted publicly.
With the idea that those people will be found? Like if they're teachers or something?
but they've already done the thing that you're saying she's doing.
But that's what Libs of TikTok does to those. I'm just saying there's a lot of similarities, it sounds like.
No, not right. I don't see what you're not.
I don't think that Chaya Raychek is what I would call a mentally well person either.
That's fine, but she's posting things that have already been posted publicly.
Right.
So those could be found by anyone at any time.
But then Taylor is taking posts that Libs of TikTok
What do you mean
makes.
taking posts?
Like seeing what her posts are and being like, this is a person that you should know because they're engaged in behavior that she finds inappropriate, just like Libs of TikTok is taking posts of people exhibiting behavior that she finds inappropriate.
Even if that was the case, which it wasn't, like she made it her mission to accuse Libs of TikTok of like causing bomb threats to people and all sorts. Like she was obsessed with her was my point.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're describing is not exactly an analogous situation.
Because Libs of TikTok was making it her thing to find things that people were posting, be like, these people are affecting your children in a negative way.
Surely you see the difference between reposting something that someone else has already posted.
Yeah.
And what I'm describing with Taylor Lorenz.
I think online, if you're doing that sort of thing, you open yourself up for
and that's fine.
Somebody to find out who you are.
You can make that argument.
Yeah.
But I think she had an obsession with her, was my point.
Yeah, I think she did have an obsession with her. I think she found this account and she was like, I'm going to make it my mission to show what she perceives as the effects of everything that Libs of TikTok is doing.
Solid goal.
Sure.
It's kind of the game on the internet.
Yeah, I guess.
So, yeah.
What do you think about what she said about Luigi?
Let's see. I want to.
What did she say about Luigi?
So it sounds like she was describing why her audience grew, and why her audience enjoyed posts about Luigi Mangione.
Potentially, but at the end, when she says he's a person that seems like a morally good man, that was different than what she was doing.
Her initial point of people loving criminals, I think it's true, but it's a little more nuanced than the way she described it right there, which is like, there's a reason that mafia movies do so well and mafia TV shows do so well, right? Like movies like Scarface or Goodfellas, because we do lionize organized crime and killers when it comes to things that happened a long time ago. It usually doesn't happen with somebody that's on trial for murder that shot somebody in the street, right?
She goes on to say, by the way, that she says we are looking for someone to take on the system, which is what he.
Well,
did,
that's what I say. I think the reason why he's kind of become a martyr is because of what he did represents of what people feel. Like I said, I wouldn't shoot nobody, man. But I do understand the sentiment of being frustrated with the healthcare system in the United States. Like that is an overwhelming. I think that's bipartisan.
But does that make it, quote, morally good to walk up and shoot someone?
Well,
on the
morals
street?
are subjective, brother. So, like for instance, like I said, I wouldn't shoot it. I don't agree with what he did. I'm not advocating for that. Like I'm not advocating walking up shooting CEOs. But morals are a subjective thing, right? One person's hero is another person's terrorist. And living in the U.S., you see this all the time.
I think where she is going a little bit astray, in my opinion, is that she is basing a lot of things on her audience growth and how there's a certain segment of her audience that likes to be enraged by stuff. And if you're a journalist or a creator and you're chasing what your audience wants to get mad about, that will lead you to bad places, I think.
So the justification from my perspective is it makes sense. Like I said, I wouldn't murder anybody or advocate for the murder of somebody, but the justification does track in my head. So when you talk about morally good person, right? You off a CEO that has routinely denied people health care that eventually kills them, right? And so it like I said, the logic tracks. I understand it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't advocate for it. Don't agree with it. But I do understand people's frustration. if somebody's lost somebody because they can't afford their medical bills, that frustration tracks to that extent. I do understand that, but like I said, I wouldn't condone it. So it's like I really see both sides of the argument, and I really do.
And since he's handsome, it's like, oh,
It makes it worse.
This guy is cool. If he's ugly, it's hello, human resources.
I do think it's important to point out, I did send y'all a clip. She was on Piers Morgan in December and said she felt joy about the United Healthcare CEO's murder.
Yeah, I don't think you can feel joy about like that's a bad. It's a bad take. That is a bad opinion to have. In my opinion, this might be a bad opinion too. To have a bad opinion about that, depending on which side you fall on in your moral subjectivism. I don't know if that's a word. But yeah, she is. I think she has definitely cultivated an audience that enjoys being outraged, and I think the more outraged the other side gets at her, then she gets into a worse place mentally. I agree with Big T. After following her for several years, I don't think that she's well mentally.
I would agree with that.
I don't think that she's happy.
There are some people that need to log off.
Yeah, she needs to log off for a little bit.
You gotta log, like, just go enjoy life. So, like, that's one on the left, one on the right is like cat turd. You gotta log off, dog. You know what I mean? You're too involved, bro. Like, and that is a bipartisan issue as well. Sometimes you gotta log off, dog.
I agree with that.
Cat turd cracks me up though.
He's funny as shit.
Cat turd has become like a prominent political voice, and he's just some old dude that's just grumpy all the time. She's like, this is our number one thought leader. And what does Cat Turd think about this?
It's a funny fucking name, dog.
Yeah. I saw he posted a clip the other day with, I think it was Sam Cedar, who was doing the Jubilee debate.
Yeah.
And there was a clip that went viral of this guy that was debating him about DEI policies. And Sam kept having to explain to him that government organizations don't get tax breaks for hiring minorities because they don't pay taxes. And the guy was just like, no, you're wrong. And Sam was like, what month are we in? Okay, we can agree on that. All right, so let's build a baseline. Yeah. And then Cat Turd reposted it because he thought that the guy arguing with Sam was the liberal because Sam was dressed like more stereotypically conservative and the other guy had like a man bun and fancy glasses. And he was like, man, you can't reason with these people. Cat Turd just cracks me up. I know he's been doxxed a few times too. He's got, I think he's had like 7 or 8 pets that have died in the last couple of years. Like he can't stop killing his animals. So
really,
prayers up to Cat Turd. They all have like bad. I shouldn't be talking because Blake has had 3 limbs operated on in the last 12 months.
3 limbs?
Well, yeah, he had double elbow surgery a year ago, and now he had ACL surgery.
What are you doing, bro?
He's just existing. He's just a big dog.
I mean, the people are talking, man.
I know I have had people accuse me of somehow my house is not conducive to him. People were like, I bet you he's slipping on the stairs. He's not slipping on the stairs.
Animal abuse, man.
We got little grip things that we put down just for Blake so he's able to go up and down the stairs without slipping. Now, someone did see a picture of my backyard, and they said, that looks like artificial turf, PFT. The players like grass. They always prefer grass.
Those are facts.
Am I a bad owner for installing artificial turf so I can have year-round concerts and use that for soccer matches in addition to dog activities?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a valid question, so I don't really have a comeback to that other than to say if you don't like it, I'll move the team.
Yeah, you sound like a bad owner, honestly.
Yeah, San Antonio, they want a dog down there. I can bring a dog. They would love to have a dog.
No taxes there either.
Yeah, exactly. No, yep.
State taxes.
No state taxes, San Antonio.
They'll still get you on the 15th.
It was amazing playing in Texas or Houston specifically because there's no state tax there, and you get taxed in whatever state that you play in for that week.
Yeah.
Right. And so we played in Tennessee's in our conference and Jacksonville's in our conference. So a good chunk of the year we're not getting taxed. So I appreciated it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice selling point for the AFC South.
You would think, right?
That's 10 a year games. Well, I guess now it could be 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just never landed free agents like that. That's a whole nother conversation, though.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. It's curious because Houston is a destination spot for athletes. Like if you go there, a bunch of athletes come there in the offseason all the time. I don't know why Houston doesn't land more free agents.
I have a theory.
I'm listening.
Traffic sucks.
Traffic is ass. Traffic is ass.
There's a lot of highways, overpasses,
It's true.
service roads.
Not lying.
It takes like an hour just to drive out of Houston.
It does sometimes, yeah.
Where
Traffic-
where are the big destinations for NFL free agents? Like obviously NBA, it's LA, Miami. But I feel like NFL
It's more about who has a quarterback.
yeah,
People are like, yeah, we'll live in Green Bay.
or Buffalo.
Yeah. I would say right now, obviously, Kansas City, if you're trying to win a championship,
Mhm.
it's a good place to be. Philly has become like that.
Speaking of which,
Much to my chagrin.
I think my man Patrick Mahomes is stepping into his blackness a little bit. Y'all saw his new cut?
Saw that, yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
He got rid of the mullet or whatever the fuck he had.
He's got a high and tight. I think saw people saying Dylan Raiola's on his way to the barber.
He got a nice little fade. It's looking like he got some brothers around him, man. That's just what it looked like from my perspective. So MVP alert, watch list. whatever the
I think
fuck.
he was probably on that to begin with.
Even more so now.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes could win the MVP this season after the haircut. I love that Skip Bayless did one of those Jubilee debates too.
Did he really?
Yeah, claim number 3, Patrick Mahomes is drastically overrated. Come
I gotta
debate
watch
me.
this. I gotta watch this. You know, it's about time Jubilee did a fun one. You know, they're always like, "Are trans people real?"
Yeah.
Like Jesus, it gets so heavy all the time, dog. That's a fun one. I'm gonna watch that.
I mean, this is a format that we could definitely do something with here.
Easily.
Big T, get you on our own Jubilee.
I don't know, man. I don't know that I could handle that.
Taxation is theft. Change my mind.
I mean, that's definitionally a fact. You are compelled by the government to hand over 40% of all the money you make.
Anti-founding fathers, Big T.
I don't think they'd love the system. We didn't have income tax till fucking the 30s.
They've been taxing since we got here. Since they got here.
There were
just
other things, but
other
there was
types
no
of
income
taxes.
tax.
People paid taxes.
And yes, but there was no income tax until 100 years ago.
Brother, people paid taxes since the beginning of man.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Got you. My Brewers,
Mm-hmm.
it's just been fun to watch. Churio is balling. Contreras is coming along. I think he's got 3 of them now.
Yeah, it's a slow start.
A matter of time. And it's been fun to watch my squad, dog. It's been fun to watch my squad. And the Brewers fandom is like embracing me, and I love it. Like it's been fun, man. Yeah, I'm Brew Crew to the core. Like this is what we do.
Brandon Woodruff coming back.
Yeah, and I don't even know who that is because I've never seen him play. So
He's a good pitcher.
it's gonna be a fun year. Yeah.
Also, that post you sent reminded me. You know who the Brewers AAA team is?
No.
The Nashville Sounds.
Is it really?
Been to a lot of Nashville. They've gone. I forgot they were back with the Brewers because they were the Brewers for a long time. Then they were the A's for a little while. Then they were the Rangers, and I guess now they're back with the Brewers.
So the only team that I know is that they were, because I grew up around them, Albuquerque Dukes. They are now, I think, the Isotopes.
The Isotopes, yeah.
Bad move, by the way. Bad move.
I like that. I think that's a good team name.
It's nostalgia. I grew up around the Dukes, and they were the farm team for the Dodgers, I believe.
They're the Rockies now.
So you know how they got the name Isotopes, right?
Is it the Simpsons?
I think that's probably where it came from. It was Springfield and then Shelbyville. They had rival minor league teams, and I believe it was it the Springfield Isotopes or the Shelbyville Isotopes?
I'm not sure. I just remember hearing at one point that The Simpsons had something to do with it.
Yeah, because I think it was probably, it was one of the nuclear power plants. They named their team the Isotopes because of nuclear science, which makes sense that's why Albuquerque would do it.
Yeah, I just grew up around the Dukes.
Go Dukes.
Go Dukes, man. Shout out to Albuquerque.
Do we have any voicemails that we want to get to today? All right, before we get to the voicemails, they're brought to you by our great friends over at Steven Singer Jewelers. Do you call your mom? Do you call her every day? Or do you just call her on special occasions, maybe once in a blue moon? Well, Steven Singer Jewelers wants to help you tell the moms in your life every single day how appreciated they are. If you're thinking about Mother's Day, now is the right time to start planning for it. That way, your future self will thank you. You don't have to scramble at the last minute for a gift. They have brand new limited edition 24-karat gold dipped blue moon roses for Mother's Day. Skip flowers, those die in a week. Steven Singer Jewelers' signature gold dipped roses are real roses dipped in real 24-karat gold and guaranteed to last a lifetime. Give her something that she can look at and remember how loved she is all year long. Picture brilliantly bright blue rose with diamond-like sparkles. This forever gift of a real long-stemmed 24-karat gold-dipped rose has Steven's full lifetime guarantee. It comes to you in an impressive gift box and your own personalized Mother's Day note. It's a great present. Mom's going to love it. Order now exclusively at IHateStevenSinger.com. Hurry because they will not be restocked. Supply is limited. Shipping is always complimentary. That means that it's free. Nothing says I love you like a real, authentic Steven Singer 24-karat gold-dipped rose. It lasts forever. It's only available from Steven Singer Jewelers in Philly or online at IHateStevenSinger.com. The voicemails are also brought to you by Stella Blue. Guess what I've got right here in my hand? My Stella Blue. I had the pumpkin pie, the pumpkin spice pie, Stella Blue coffee today. It is delicious. We believe good coffee is one of life's non-negotiables. The delicious roasts are available in cold brew, K-Cups, ground, and whole bean formats. They seamlessly fit in your morning coffee routine. And the best part is each purchase helps save homeless pets. You can fuel your mornings with Battle Bar's new dark chocolate espresso protein bar. I had one of those for breakfast today. I had one of the new Battle Bar's dark chocolate espresso protein bars from Stella Blue. It was so good. This thing tastes awesome. I was surprised how good it tastes, and it's got energy bars that are infused with Stella Blue coffee. Each bar has 17 grams of protein, 100 milligrams of natural caffeine, 0 fake sugars that keep you powered up and dialed in. Every bite is battle-tested, Big Cat approved. Shop today at StellaBlueCoffee.com or BattleBars.com while supplies last. All right, let's do some voicemails.
Hey, yo.
What's up, Macrodosing crew? This is Ben calling from the Pittsburgh area. Just wrapped up a second date, and I think it went well. We have a third date lined up, but wanted to reach out to see your guys' input for different, like, qualifying questions or some of the big, important asks that you go through as you're getting to know someone, making sure that they're someone that you're looking for. So looking forward to your guys' opinions and any type of advice. I will hang up and listen. Stay beautiful. Have a great day.
That guy
Okay.
sounds amazing. He's so happy.
Congratulations on the good first date.
Facts.
First two.
Yeah,
First
two. Yeah,
dates.
two.
When he said just wrapped up, how long do you think he called, like, same night?
I think he's in the car on the way home from that date.
It sounds to me like he hit up like maybe his brother or sister,
Yeah.
hit up his friends, told all them like this is a great date. I really like her. He's like, who else can I tell? I'll tell the fellas and the ladies at Macrodosing.
Yeah.
I love that.
I appreciate the update. Yeah, I really do.
Facts. Love that.
I think you got to know MJ or LeBron,
Okay.
right?
That's important, actually. Yeah. I would say, oh, that's tough. Cause third date is still new, so you don't want to get too like come on, bro. We just on the third date, you know. Like you don't want to get too serious. Honestly, I would just wait until you get to Fifi's. Like when you start getting butterflies when her name pops up, then we can start having conversations about what questions should we, pose to dig and see if this is gonna work.
I think
But
he
now
might have
just-
Fifi's right now. He's calling us.
But that's still you don't know if she does. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I would say just keep it light. I would say keep it light. It's third date, dogs. We don't gotta go. We don't gotta go politics. We don't gotta go religion. We don't gotta go. You know, kids. We don't gotta do that right now. Just enjoy the dates. Enjoy the dates.
Yeah. But what are some questions, like some answers that you'd like to know from women that you're dating?
If I think religion is a big one for people. It's not as big for me, but I know it's like it's because a lot of people, if you're religious, you don't want to date a heathen, right? So for me, that comes up. I like to hold it off because that's usually like that's that's a that's an end for a lot of dates, for a lot of
Yeah.
conversations. If people are like, "Yo, do you believe? Like, what religion are you?" And I say, "I don't believe," and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I can't date a heathen." Yeah. So for me, that's a big one. I would say, what do you do? How do you keep the lights on? That's a big one.
What about you, Big T?
He said religion. Well, you said, what do you do? I feel like you should know that by...
Yeah, the first date, probably.
I feel like that's the very first question.
It can come up. It doesn't always.
Okay.
There are definitely certain sports teams that if they're a fan of, you gotta be like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Which ones?
I mean, for you, I can think of a couple that it might be.
I don't think I would care.
What if she showed up and she was like, "Roll Tide"?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there are plenty of... I know a lot of marriages where that is the case.
House divided.
That might be like a cute little thing though too. Like
I would enjoy if she liked sports. I wouldn't.
Yeah. You could also do the thing where you like bet on the game. Okay, if Alabama wins, I'll take you out for a nice dinner wherever you want.
Right.
Oh, that was benign. I was getting a little.
Yeah, I chose not to go down that path.
My fault. That's my fault. Yeah. I went there. Yeah.
If Tennessee wins, we're going to fifth base.
Yeah, I don't think that would bother me. I mean, you can't be like a leftist. Like I could venture into.
You can't want health care for people.
But you can't be Taylor Lorenz.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think just being super, super chronically online all the time is just bad no matter what.
I would not like a hardcore Barstool fan.
Yeah.
Damn. Shout out to
I
y'all.
do like them,
Mhm.
but I'm saying I wouldn't want someone who is like super into, come home every day and then they're like,
knows what Nikki Smokes is.
what's happening with Nikki Smokes and Annika? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He doesn't know. And the thing is, he does not know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody tells me anything.
You sound like you want to know.
It sounds like you want to know.
No, I do, and in New York, Jack McCarthy and I used to go to lunch together once or twice a week, and on the walks to lunch, he would tell me all the things that nobody's told me over the last couple weeks. And now that doesn't really happen, so now I'm really in the dark. It's a whole thing. Madeline McKenzie tried to keep me updated as much as possible.
You go on a date, they're like, "Tell me about that round of mini golf, Big T."
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
So what was your
how
strategy in
how did that go?
We lost at the very end. I think we lost by a point, unfortunately, in the Ryder Cup format that we had.
Damn.
Big T fought. He played very well. Me and Big T won our match, though,
Yep, we did.
that we had together, so that was cool. It was tough. It came down to it at the end, and lost by one match.
Damn.
Gruden and I got a hard-earned tie, and then my singles match went to a double playoff on 18, and I lost on the second playoff.
Wow. That sounds like it was fun.
And I mean, it would have been more fun if we won $5,000,
I
but
feel that. Yeah.
yeah.
It happens.
GG's.
Yeah.
Any other voicemails?
What's going on, everybody? It's Squeaks back again. Full story time. So last weekend, I was at the bar with my best friend, my roommate, and he ordered 2 shots for us, and then turned around, walked away, and started talking to people. And I was just standing at the bar, waiting, and then the shots come, and my friend is still talking to people. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait. I keep on waiting. I wait about 5 minutes, and I just, I'm kind of drunk, and I have to say fuck it, and I just take them both, which is probably kind of a dickhead move, but it's my best friend, so, I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. He came back a little bit later, and he was very pissed, really, really mad. So I just gave him some space, let him get over it, give him a couple minutes, he'll be fine. I'll get him a beer, and it'll all be good. So probably about 30, 45 minutes later, we're at a different bar, and I go up and talk to him, and BAM! He fucking headbutts me in the face because he was still mad that I drank his $3 green tea shot. Yeah, we got in a big fight. Well, he was mad at me. I was pretty chill. And we didn't talk for like 4 days. Well, he did talk to me. Yeah, that happened on Saturday. Then Wednesday, we kind of kissed and made it up, and now it's a lot better. We're all good. But yeah, that was crazy. That's kind of it. That was my story. Peace out. Love you guys.
I love Squeaks that he's like, yeah, I don't know. He got mad at me because I took a shot, and then we got in a big fight. I wasn't actually in a fight with him. He was in a fight. I was like,
Yeah, see, he didn't talk to me.
I was totally chill with it.
Oh, I love the updates, dog. Like, it's amazing. What a thing that is.
Yeah,
Shout
he's got the chillest life ever. I envy Squeaks.
Facts. Yeah, his friends is definitely tripping though. The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make that up and just buy him a shot.
Right, that's it.
Easy.
Yeah, that should be fine. But yeah. I think his friend. It sounds like his friend has something else that's behind that. He's probably jealous of how chill Squeaks is.
Yeah, because he is chill. Shout out to Squeaks, man.
I got one more. You want to do one more?
Yep, let's do it.
What's up, Macrodosing? This is Henry from San Jose, California. Actually calling in from Dublin right now. I was hoping that you guys could resolve a long-standing debate between me and one of my buddies. He argues that the only thing that determines if someone is athletic is if they can play a lot of sports. I say that you can be really fast and jump really high and still be athletic, even if you're not good at sports. He says, no, if you can't catch a football and you can't throw a football, you're not an athlete. What do you guys think? Stay handsome, stay beautiful. Thank you.
I kind of agree with this guy, where you could run like a 4.3 and you could be able to jump, have a vertical of like 40 inches. But if I see you try to throw a baseball and you throw it like 50 Cent, then yeah, not an athlete.
So Usain Bolt, not an athlete.
I've never seen him. I think he could probably throw a football. He does compete. He was saying that, like, do you have to be good at sports to be considered an athlete? Like, what if you just train and you're good at running?
You have to be good at one.
Yeah, you have to be good at least one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good question because I guess it depends on how we're defining athlete, right? But I think the best athletes I've been around can adapt.
Yeah.
So it's like they might not necessarily be the best at everything they do, but they can compete in anything that they do.
I think the competition aspect is important too.
Sure.
So if you are just if you work out a bunch and you're good at running and you're good at lifting weights, but you don't compete in anything, I don't think you can. So with Usain Bolt, I don't know if he can throw a football or not, but he does compete in track and field. So that's an important aspect to me. But yes, I do think if he tried to throw a football and it looked like that guy from Blue Mountain State, I'd be like, not really an athlete. I'm more athletic than Usain Bolt.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
What do you think, Big T?
I mean, I think you're nuts, but go for it.
Okay.
What's like so when people are like, "Oh, Tom Brady's the greatest athlete of all time," I just laugh every time I hear that because my eyes have saw Barry Sanders. You know what I mean?
But that's antithetical to what you're saying, though.
No. It's not. It's not. You can be good at one thing, but athletically, I feel like there's a higher threshold. You have to be you can be physically dominant in multiple things. Like I don't know that like Tom Brady's not gonna be dominant in anything else. He's a great quarterback, but like he's not an athlete.
So, but right. So then you would agree with me that like Usain Bolt is a better athlete than Tom Brady, for example, or someone who, like, you're defining athleticism as like running fast, jumping high, doing crazy shit.
Being able to adapt in different whatever the sport demands. So you're able to adapt at a higher level, at a higher rate than the average person. You know what I mean?
So then you would say that, oh, okay, so take someone like Brian Jordan. Do you remember him?
I do not know who is that.
He was a Deion Sanders light. He played for the Braves and Falcons, but obviously not nearly as good as Deion. He was probably a better baseball player, but obviously not nearly as good of a football player. But
Okay.
he was capable of playing in the NFL and Major League Baseball. So he was obviously like he was a great athlete.
One of the better athletes, yeah.
But you would say he's better than like a I don't know.
Rivers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Is that just quarterbacks or are there other like
I would put some linemen in that category as well, but you have to be really good with your feet as well. So the reason why I be banging on quarterbacks is not anything personal, but it's to me it's the highest threshold of skill set that you have to be good in that sport, I would say. Like technically, but it's the lowest threshold of like being an athlete. You don't have to be that good of an athlete to be a good quarterback. You just don't. You just have to be able to throw well and read defense as well. Like in order to be like corner, and I say corner and running back to me are the most athletic positions to where it's like that can track across multiple sports. You can be good at basketball, you can be good at track, you can be good at a lot of different things. Because your skill set is higher, right? Like golf. Golf is not like they're not really. You don't have to be an athlete to be a good golfer. Like you don't. So like I'm a better golfer than Tiger Woods would be a running back. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's not like being an athlete is having a wide skill set in multiple things. And growing up around athletes, like you see it, like there are some dudes who can play any sport and do it very well, and there's some dudes who can't. And I would argue that quarterbacks have the lowest. They're just not very good athletes usually.
I think that's changed though.
Yes, the running quarterback has changed that. Like Lamar Jackson's an athlete, like he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'd say quarterbacks like Lamar, Jaden, Josh Allen.
Yeah, great athlete.
Amazing athletes. And back in the day, it was like, okay, you could just be kind of a baseball player playing football.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Aaron, before we go, give me your thoughts on the NBA playoffs. Who do you like?
Talking about who do I like? That's a stupid question, Eric.
Did you see you scored 27 last night?
No, I've been checked out, man.
DK, we finally gave him some PT. Got in there and lit it up. I think he had 8 threes.
I watched a few Laker games a while back, like a week ago. They look good. And so, Eric, to answer your question.
Yeah, it's Patrick. My name's Patrick, but you go ahead.
Your name's Patrick.
That's what Dickie V called me.
Why did he call you Patrick?
I don't know. He started off calling me PDF, and then he called me PTF, and then he just decided it's probably Patrick, so I'll just go with Patrick.
Dick Vitale?
Yeah, we interviewed him last week on Part of My Take, and he was
that fucking guy. Did I tell you about me and him?
No, I don't think so.
He called me a prostitute.
What?
I was not expecting that.
Okay. He called a prostitute for you?
No.
He referred to
He's like-
you as one.
He's like, this guy, it's unbelievable, baby. You're
You
gonna
should
see
play
this,
for Go Rick Pitino.
you're gonna see this girl and you're gonna say, "Are you serious?"
He called me a prostitute. Mad random, dog. When I was in the league and it came out and I did that documentary about college football and how we used to take money under the table. And so for some reason it blew people's minds that college athletes were taking money under the table. And so he was like, he tweeted it. I'm pretty sure you can find this tweet, unless he deleted it. But he tweeted, he's like, "Oh, you took money for play or something like that?" He's like, "Does that make you a prostitute?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You're a prostitute." And so I retweeted him. I said, "Okay." I said, "You make money off of 18-year-olds. Does that make you a pimp?"
It says he's since apologized.
To his credit, he did apologize.
He did apologize, but I feel like that was a PR move. That's some Bryson DeChambeau PR move shit.
He replied to a Greg Doyle tweet. Greg Doyle? Do you know who that is, PFT?
Yeah, he had an all-time article yesterday.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's a little bit of a he's an odd guy.
Yep.
Greg Doyle tweeted, Arian Foster said he got paid on the side at Tennessee. Doesn't say who, but does say why, and it's compelling. And then links to, I guess, an article he wrote. Dick Vitale responded and said, when they put their hand out like a prostitute and take it, they don't say a word, moaning years later. Sad. Yeah. It reads like a Trump tweet.
Yeah, thanks.
Equals sad.
Sad.
And then he tweeted the next day, I apologize if it offended you that I use prostitute for athletes taking cash at some guy. Made a great point about NCAA rules at term illegal.
And then he had another tweet. My wife agrees with you that prostitute was a bad term to use. I was upset when reading tweet from Greg Doyle about Foster getting cash. And then Philip Fitzpatrick said, no problem with the use of the word from my viewpoint. And then Dick Vitale said, thanks, Phil.
Yeah. Old guy getting paid to talk about 18-year-olds. Mad when 18-year-olds take money.
I mean, it's a valid point.
Mm-hmm.
Silly ass. Yeah.
Okay, so you like the Lakers is what you're telling me.
100%, dog. You already know what it is.
You hooker. I can't trust a word that comes out of your whore mouth.
Call the prostitute for you.
This is Cinnamon, baby.
This is unbelievable. This is Gertrude. She's a diaper dandy.
Aaron, if UT was paying you approximately $2 million a year, you think you would have been okay with that?
If YouTube?
UT. Did I say YouTube?
No, I mean that's what I heard. I could have been wrong. Yeah, I'm from a different ilk, dog. Like I didn't grow up with shit. So you pay me. I'm not finna negotiate like that in college. In the pros that makes more sense, but in college, like it's like if you getting that much amount of bread, yeah, no, I'm not going back to the table though.
I would like to know who the highest paid running back in the country is, because quarterbacks are getting some pretty crazy numbers right now. Receivers too. I'd be curious to know what the top running backs are making.
Hey, where could slotted to go? For Boise State,
like top 15-ish.
Yeah, good for him, man. Yeah,
he's a beast.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. From Dickie V, September 20th, 2013. Let me explain my tweet. I feel players should be paid, but the rules say no. If a player takes cash, he is selling his body. Define that. Well,
take that.
Define it.
Define it.
What's different?
I bet that shit hit so hard if you're a fucking moron. That shit probably slapped in his head.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad he apologized.
Yeah, all is well in Whoville.
We all have bad takes.
It's a good documentary. Schooled the price of college sports.
It's a great documentary.
Seen it a time or two. I think I wrote a paper about that in school.
Did you really?
I believe so.
Did you call him a prostitute?
I don't recall. I don't think so. I feel like I would have gotten in trouble for that.
If you did, would you apologize for it?
Yeah, I would.
I would stand by my words. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I guess you stand on business.
I'm a man of conviction.
Yeah.
Arian Foster Marathon, Schooled, Draft Day, Baywatch.
Yeah.
Draft Day's on Netflix. I don't remember if we said that or not. But
Is it? Oh, y'all check out. Run the numbers up, baby, because I get the
Yeah.
SAG residuals. I think last year I
Oh,
got
wow.
$150.
Wow.
really,
Right.
that's not
Surprised
bad.
it's that much.
Every residual check I see of somebody on TikTok, it's for like 9 cents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I for Hawaii 5-0 every now and then I still get like $2, $3. Like, yeah,
I love that.
Do you
Yeah.
cash those?
it's direct deposit.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for nano dosing today. This is a long nano dose. We will see you guys on Thursday for macrodosing, full length. Hopefully, I won't have any more rocks in my dick. Love you guys.